Hi everyone, welcome back. It's the Louis Vuitton Princess, and today I am sharing with you guys my entire Louis Vuitton collection. So I uploaded part 1 earlier today, and then I had to go take a quick break. I needed to get my hair done, and I love it. So I need to go take a quick break. So now I'm gonna hop back in and we are going to resume looking at my Louis Vuitton collection. So if you have not checked out part 1, I will probably, once I get all of the parts uploaded, put links to all of the parts in the description. So if you have not found part 1, it's either linked in the description, or if I haven't gotten that far yet, you can just go to my channel and you will be able to find part 1. So we're going to go ahead and jump into part 2, and I figured what better way to start off part 2 than sharing with you guys what essentials I took out for my errands today. So the first essential I took out was this Monogram reverse card holder. This is the one and only card holder that I have from Louis Vuitton. I really love it. I was kind of in the market for a card holder, and I wasn't sure if I wanted a Louis Vuitton or a Gucci. I decided on Louis Vuitton because, well, I always do. And so I ended up with the Monogram reverse card holder. This is the only Monogram reverse piece that I have in my collection. I would love to have more, but I found a lot of the Monogram reverse pieces were really overpriced, and a lot of them just kind of got brought out really fast. So this is the only one I have, but I love it. And this one I purchased, I purchased pre-loved, but it was basically like new condition. So I think I paid like $205 for this, like new. So that's my card holder. The second piece that I took out on my errands today is my Multiclay 6 in Damier, a bean. I think it's time for this one to be retired shortly. I just need Louis Vuitton to like actually have some in stock. These I typically get new ones every 3 years or so, just because this is probably my most used Louis Vuitton piece. So I usually get these ones redone pretty often. But they haven't been in stock for a while. So this piece was purchased directly from Louis Vuitton. I think back when these were around $235, and this was a really popular one just because this was one of the few rose ballerine pieces that they made in the sort of smaller accessories. So it has the rose ballerine interior, which I think is really pretty. And I really wanted to try a Damier, a bean multiclay, because I think I've had 3 before this one, and they were all Monogram. So I really wanted to try a Damier bean accessory. So the next piece that I took out was my Louis Vuitton Pochette Accessories NM, and attached to it is my Alma BB strap. So I actually usually don't put the crossbody strap on my Alma BB just because the Alma BB is kind of like awkward shaped. I prefer to carry it. So typically this strap actually lives on this pochette. I was very lucky. I purchased this pochette before they got really high because, as you can see, it's pretty much in like new condition, and I use it all the time, but I purchased it. It came like new, box, dust bag, tags, everything, the whole 9 yards, and I only paid $400 for this one. So this is one of my favorites. Now, as you guys know, after the Louis Vuitton price increase, pochette accessories are like over $1,000. So this one I purchased like literally probably 3 years ago for $400. So one of my favorites. So the next piece I'm going to show you guys is my Campagne 26. This piece I paid $140 for. It is a vintage Louis Vuitton piece. As you can see, it's in really, really good condition. It has a stain here. This was actually my fault. I had a soap in here and it spilled, but thankfully it only affected the side. The front still looks good. The back still looks good. So it's like, whatever, we can live with that. And a lot of these vintage Louis Vuitton pieces, it has this sort of sticky, peeling, whatever in the pockets, which is a pain to deal with. I had started a project of cleaning the pockets, so this one's actually clean on the inside. If you have Louis Vuitton pieces like that with the sticky pockets, you can clean the interior with acetone. So I had started that project a couple years ago. I didn't really get back around to it. just because I don't really use the pockets a lot anyways. Like, this is kind of a big toiletry for me in the first place, so the pockets are like not really something that's necessary for me. But if you have that issue with any of your vintage Louis Vuitton pieces, just know you can use acetone and it'll clean it right up. It is not an easy short-term project. It takes some time and some elbow grease, but if it's just something that you really want to do, you can do it. You can also take the piece to get relined at Louis Vuitton, but, you know, just be mindful that that is going to be a more costly option. Now, I went into my Boulogne because I almost forgot a piece, and then I remembered it was in there. These are my car keys, and this is my Louis Vuitton Dragon key holder. I purchased this for $100 quite a few years ago. You can see this piece is not in the best shape, but it's like I literally use it every day. But this is my key holder, so I really like this one. It's cute, and I have like my little pink car key thing, so it's really girly and pink and cute, and I love it. So the next piece I'm going to show you guys is my Montsaurus GM. This is my Louis Vuitton backpack, and I purchased another one of those just like wild good priced bags. I purchased this for $400 a couple years back, and so as you can see, it's not in perfect condition, but it's in very good condition. Most notably with the backpacks, it doesn't have any like tearing in the front. Sometimes the backpacks, this can like, I call it like a blowout. There can be tears here, and you really don't want that because that's an issue that's just going to get worse to the point where like the whole bottom's going to fall off. So you really don't want that. So very good shape. The patina on it is pretty light. There's no major wear or anything. The straps are also really well intact. That's another thing you sort of have to look for with the backpacks, is making sure the straps aren't tattered. There was a backpack I came across really recently, and I was like, wow, that's a great deal. I'm going to buy it. And then as soon as I went to buy it, I realized that the straps were like completely torn. So this is a really good piece. Another classic vintage piece. There's the famous photo of Mariah Carey wearing hers. This was a very popular bag for Kanye West. I think one of his first Louis Vuitton photo shoots he ever did, he was carrying the Montsaurus GM. So a very much so classic Louis Vuitton piece that has a lot of history. So the next item I'm going to show you guys is a vintage piece. It is my Louis Vuitton Sacse Flannery 45. So this one is popular amongst, I think Toya Jackson has this one, and it's also an Angelina Jolie favorite. Angelina Jolie really likes the vintage Louis Vuitton totes, the Cabas Alto and the Sacse Flannery. So this is the Sacse Flannery. This is the 45. It does come in bigger sizes than this, but this is the size that I liked the most. So as you can see, this is a very vintage bag. I believe I paid, I want to say I paid like $200 for this one. I don't really remember, but I think it was like $200. It was cheap. And I really like this bag. I mean, as you can see, for starters, it's huge. It's a very big bag, and it has very long shoulder straps. And I show this one really often because I give my lectures about letting your bags age naturally. And this is a bag that's a really good example of this because you can see the canvas is very bright and shiny. The vachetta is very bright and shiny and very even. And so this is the type of beauty you can really achieve when you let your bags age naturally. So this is one of my favorites. It's a very great carry-on, awesome weekender, or a nice work bag if you want a laptop or something to fit in here. So that's the Sacse Flannery 45. The next bag I'm going to show you guys is a favorite of mine. It is my Louis Vuitton Alma GM in multicolor noir. So this is definitely a unicorn bag for a lot of people. This is another one of those bags that I just kind of really lucked up on. I purchased this bag on eBay quite a few years ago for, believe it or not, I think it was $5.99, so $599, which is insane. Especially when you see the condition. The patina is all very light. There's no major wear, no tears, anything like that. Even the bottom, very good condition. And it came with the clochette, it came with the lock. So the full package deal, the interior is spotless, $5.99. One of my favorite pieces. I'm not a huge Alma girl, so I only have two Almas. I have my Alma BB and I have this Alma GM, and this was a bag I wasn't really sure about because I wasn't a big Alma fan, but there was an Instagram model, this was like OG Instagram models because this was a while ago, who had one of these, and so I really wanted one. And so this is one of those bags that I just sort of bit the bullet on, especially because it was cheap. And I was like, well, I'm just going to buy it. And, you know, if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. And I'm really glad I brought one because I'll probably never find one again for $5.99 because these days are easily bags that go for around $2K on the resale market. So the next bag I'm going to show you guys. It's really not a bag, but it is my Sacse Supple 55. So I showed in my first video the Sacse Supple 35. This is the Sacse Supple 55. So as you can see, it's huge, a very big luggage piece. And I always talk about this one as being a really good alternative to the Keep All. I personally like this bag more than the Keep All, and the biggest reason why is because it has flexible handles, and I really like that because I feel like the Keep All handles are very rigid and it makes it hard to carry it as a carry-on for a long time. It's not as comfortable. And then also because since this bag is kind of like a square shape, it's got a lot more width to it. So you can fit a lot more in here than you can fit in the Keep All. So I'm a very big fan of this bag. And I also love that it has the full length zipper that really allows you to get access to the bag. And yeah, so this is a favorite of mine. And oh boy, I have to find somewhere to put this one because it's so big. And the next bag I'm going to show you guys is a really special one. It is my Louis Vuitton Damier Paillettes Speedy 30 in blue, and this is from the 2013 pre-fall collection. So this is a very rare bag. So I have quite a few items in my collection that are extremely rare, and this is one of those extremely rare bags. This is one of the ones that people often try to tell me is fake. It's not fake, it's just an extremely rare bag. And so as you can see, it is covered in these beautiful sequins. This bag comes in 3 patterns. There is the blue, there is black, and there is a sort of maroon red or oxblood red sequin color. I looked at all 3 and I honestly fell in love with the blue. I think for obvious reasons, I personally think the blue is the prettiest, and more importantly, it's the most different. You know, the black is a bit subtle, I feel like, and the oxblood, it kind of blends in more so and looks more like the traditional Damier bean, and the blue was the one that just really sort of stood out to me as being something different. And this bag truly is a showstopper. If I carry it, people look at it, they ask me about it, they tell me it's pretty. It really is a showstopper. And I always tell everyone this is kind of like my winter wonderland bag. I always like to carry this bag during the holiday season, kind of around like Christmas, New Year's, whatever. Just because I feel like it really gives that vibe with all the glitz and the glam. So huge fan of this bag, and I'll probably be making more content about this bag because this is another one of the bags I have that people really ask about, because most of the times people have not seen one. So boop. The next bag I'm going to show you guys is, this is a 2-for-1, is my Louis Vuitton Berry MM. So this bag is sentimental because this was the first bag that I actually brought in the Louis Vuitton boutique. So this is one of the 2 bags I own that is not pre-loved. It was actually purchased directly from Louis Vuitton. I'm a big fan of the Berry. At the time, I really wanted a Louis Vuitton hobo style bag, and I wasn't really sure what I wanted. Back then, this bag, I believe I paid around $1,500, maybe $1,600 for it. This is before bags got really expensive. And so I really wanted a hobo, and I was torn between this bag and the Louis Vuitton Artsy. And I ultimately decided on this bag. Now, I have an Artsy now. I ended up getting an Artsy later on anyways, but At the time, as far as going into the store and buying a bag new, this was a lot more within my budget, and the Artsy was a bit out of my budget at the time. However, I honestly liked this bag better than the Artsy. I still do. And I'm not going to go into a ton about that because I'm probably going to make a comparison video about the two. So just stay tuned on my channel and I will have a comparison video between the Berry and the Artsy. So this is a 2-for-1. So I also have my Louis Vuitton Iconoclast luggage tag. Again, this is another one of those items that people see and they ask like, oh, is that a handmade item or it's fake or whatever? No, it is a real luggage tag. It is from the Louis Vuitton Iconoclast collection. I don't remember specifically which Iconoclast bag this came off of. I was personally not interested in the bag, but the person was selling the tag and they sold it for $80. Which is crazy because these sell all day long for around $300. So a very, very good price for this as well. And then you see how pretty it looks. You know, the monogram really blends really well. And I think it looks gorgeous. The next bag I'm going to show you guys is a favorite of mine. It is the Louis Vuitton Chrissy in Multicolor Noir. So the Chrissy is one of those bags I kind of had a love-hate relationship with it. The first time I saw it, I was like, I don't know, like I feel like it's kind of doing a lot, and it is doing a lot. There's tons of studs. There's, you know, this is one of the only bags that features the studded clochette. So it's like there's studs everywhere. There's glitz and glam. There's multicolor canvas, and I really felt like this bag was sort of doing a lot. But then it was like, that's not a bad thing. So I went back and forth with the Chrissy. When I first saw it, it was really not in my budget. So I had to wait a while. I didn't end up purchasing this bag until last year. I paid $16.95. So this was not a steal. Again, like I tell you guys, I get a lot of bags for really cheap, but then it's like occasionally, you know, I have to pay the money and just buy more expensive stuff because that's what I want. And again, it's like I'm willing to pay the money if it's what I really want. So I really wanted the Chrissy, but more importantly, I really liked the placement on this bag, the purple, the pink, and then this blue-green line. I really loved how the placement looked on this bag. It was the best placement I'd seen for the Chrissy. So I was very much so willing to pay the extra money. And also it did come with the studded clochette because a lot of times when you see the Chrissy's these days, they no longer have the clochette, or it's like one of those things where people take the clochette off and keep it for themselves because it's so unique before selling the bag. And I wasn't willing to pay the price for the Chrissy if it did not come with the clochette. So this is kind of a 2-for-1, but here is my Louis Vuitton Pochette Extender. I often keep these clipped to my bags because sometimes I will clip my coin purses or something on here. Just a really nice way that you can add accessories to your bags. Things that might not necessarily be accessories. So let's switch over and take a look at something different. These are my Louis Vuitton Denim Stilettos. I really like these. So I very recently got into Louis Vuitton shoes within the past couple years. This was one of the first pairs of shoes that I brought, these cute little stilettos, and everybody who knows me knows that yellow is my favorite color, so I really like the yellow trim. These I paid $115 for, so they were pretty affordable. And yeah, I absolutely love these shoes. They look great with a pair of jean shorts, really pretty. I've had denim bags before, but I always ended up selling them. So this is kind of my way of having a piece of the Louis Vuitton denim collection. And to answer the question officially that everybody always has about shoes, because you see 50 million different answers, do you need to go up a size with Louis Vuitton shoes? I would say it kind of depends on the year, but if you're looking at more vintagey shoes like Y2K era, you definitely need to size up. So I wear a size 10, which is a European 40. So these are 41. So yes, you definitely want to size up with the older shoes. I haven't brought shoes from Louis Vuitton recently, so I don't know about newer shoes, but with the older shoes, you definitely want to size up. So again, let's take a look at something different. We're on the table now. So this is my Louis Vuitton Animal Bandeau. This is the leopard version. So this was another one of those pieces that it came out and it sold out extremely fast. And I was really disappointed because I love leopard print and I really wanted one. And then they started getting price gouged. So again, patience. So for many, many years, I saw this piece constantly getting price gouged, and I kind of went back and forth in my head about whether I was just going to like suck it up and buy one. I ultimately decided that I didn't really want to do that. So I waited until eventually I saw one pop up, and I think this one was like 115. It was somewhere in there. It was very, very cheap. I've seen these sell over 300 when they're being price gouged. So I was really happy to find this one, and I'm really happy to have it. You can see it even still has the tag on. So overall, a very, very good condition item. The next item I'll show you guys is one of my other super rare Louis Vuitton items. It is the Louis Vuitton Heart Coin Purse Steven Sprouse limited edition. So this is another one of my items that I very frequently get told is fake. It is not fake. It is, again, a very rare item. This one I found for $200, very cheap, because believe it or not, these little hearts sell for $1,000 or more. This is an extremely rare Louis Vuitton piece. And I always say it's limited edition Steven Sprouse, and then there's always some person who's like, it doesn't look like a limited edition. Well, if you open it and look on the interior, you have the beautiful Steven Sprouse signature leopard on the interior. And this piece is also a pretty fun one because this is my only Louis Vuitton repair I've had done so far. So it was in sort of vintagey condition when I first got it, and I recently had all of the hardware replaced, so all of the hardware looks really shiny and really new and pretty. So the next piece I'll show you guys is my Louis Vuitton Multicolor Blanc coin case. So this was another one of my good finds. I think I paid like $120 for this. I brought this pretty recently. It's in very good condition. It was a piece that I brought in originally I kind of considered selling, and then I decided to keep it just because the condition was so beautiful for the price. This is actually the second one of these that I've had. I had one before and I sold it. I regretted it. So when I was able to find a second one, and especially find it for a really good price, I was like, I need to just like not take this for granted and just keep it this time. So again, it's absolutely beautiful. You can open it, see the inside, lots of pockets, storage space. This is also a pocket on the front. So I'm a very big fan of this piece. It's perfect to use as like sort of a small mini wallet if you just have a couple cards, cash, whatever. Traveling light. The next piece I'm going to show you guys is my Multicolor Blanc Speedy, Mini Speedy Sacse HL. This is probably one of my best finds. So I brought this piece pretty recently and I only paid $250 for it. So those of you guys in the Louis Vuitton community know that these are a very hot item and they sell for quite a bit. I honestly don't even know how I got $250 for this. This was one of the few pieces that I brought off of Poshmark. I sent an offer for $250. The girl accepted it. I was kind of shocked and fully expecting it to get canceled, but for some reason she didn't cancel it and shipped it out. So here it is. And I absolutely love the mini Speedies. And a lot of people will tell you who have been in this community for a long time, the mini Speedies used to sell for like dirt cheap. And basically there was one Christmas where all of the Kardashian girls got mini Speedies, and then they became like the it bag overnight and got really expensive. So the next bag I'll show you guys, or maybe I'll show you guys something different.